Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be me showing you how I was able to achieve this makeup look, moving from a bare face to a well made up face without any form of false lashes. Please stay tuned. First off, I always start after my skin prep with my eyebrows. I try to press my eyebrow hairs in place using a spoolie brush and a lash glue, which is what I am doing. After that, I apply a setting powder on my brows to keep it dry and matte all through the day. Next will be my brows, where I start by outlining the lower part of my brow, and once I do this I do the same thing on the next brow. I don't finish drawing one brow before going to the next, and this is very important to achieve an almost identical looking brow. Now here I'm just outlining the top part of my brow, carefully ensuring that I'm following the shape that I already achieved while shaping my brows. Once I am done with this, I go over to the next eyebrow like I earlier explained and do the same thing. So what is done on the left is always been done on the right brow, after which I try to fill in the areas of sparseness on my brows. I do the same for the other brow as well, and I'm doing this light-handedly, not going in heavy on the brows. Once I'm done with that, I apply my concealer just to clean up the brows and make it look a bit defined or prominent, and I use a concealer that is a shade lighter than my complexion at the beginning part, and towards the end I go for a concealer that is 2 shades lighter than my complexion. For the top part of my brow, I clean it up with a concealer that is a shade lighter. Having done that, I go over to my eyelid. I'm going for a no eyeshadow makeup look today, so I just buff in with a setting powder after applying the concealer and go over to apply my eyeliner. I was going for a wing eyeliner look today. After which I go over to apply my mascara on my lashes. Like I said, I'm going for a no lash look, so I'm not applying any false lashes, just my natural lashes, and coating it with mascara carefully and gently. You want to be careful when doing this to avoid smudging your face with your mascara. Next, I would be applying my foundation all over my face. I always start small and carefully spread it all over my face to even it out. So always start from a part of your face and carefully and gently go over the entire face, as opposed to moving from one part of your face to the other. For concealer, I'm applying a concealer that is 2 shades lighter than my complexion. I prefer a concealer that is a little bit light as opposed to a concealer that is too runny or too thick, and this concealer actually does the job. I use the concealer to clean up the edge of my eyeliner, and this is important if you want a very sharp and precise looking eyeliner, like that sharp cut looking liner look. Next, I am blending in the concealer, buffing it into my skin carefully. Now I try to ensure that while doing this, the concealer doesn't go beyond the setting region, that is underneath my eye. It should be underneath my eye. Okay, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to explain. So I don't push the concealer down to the lower portion of my face. It just stops underneath my eye. I try to control that as much as I can. One essence of applying a concealer is, apart from the fact that it helps to brighten up your look, it also helps to get rid of those eye bags that one might have. And with every makeup, once you apply a cream product, you always set it with a powder product. And here is me just applying my setting powder to the part of my face that I already applied my concealer. For bronzer, I go from the top of my ear and then bronze it down to my cheek region. I do that on both cheeks, and then I also bronze my forehead to reduce the size of my forehead, and also my nose just to give it a pointed look. Now I am reverse contouring, and in reverse contouring you apply your setting powder underneath the parts of your face that you bronze, that is underneath your cheekbones. That's where you apply your setting powder, just to make your bronzed area look a bit more defined or sharp, and give your makeup a more precise, sharp and defined look. That way you realize that your face tends to have a certain form of structure or shape. It just exaggerates or defines the shape of your face. I go over to applying a highlighter just to make those parts of my face shine, and then a blush. I'm being very light-handed in applying my blush because my hair color is already a bit bright, so I had to be very light-handed. I use a clear lip gloss here. I didn't apply any form of lip liner. I just applied a clear lip gloss to my lips. And now I am coating my bottom lashes. I would actually advise this step. After which I go over to apply my setting spray all over my face to get rid of the powdery effect of the makeup. And this is the finished look, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Tell me what you think of this look. I just wanted to show you that it's possible to achieve a beautiful makeup look with eyeliner but without your lashes. So what do you think of this look? Will you be recreating it? Let me know in the comments. Bye, guys.